What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another AR offense match here in late season. I lost the original audio for this one, so we're going to be recording this one after I already played it. Just looking at the VOD, but we'll still have fun with it. This is a pretty scary team on the just looking at it for the first time. Gren has a pre-charged Blazing Wind here with Hardy Bearing, so that's not fun to play into. Obviously, Bramimond is a problem. And then Brunya is like the last thing you want to see as a Matthew user, because her weapon turns off the broadleaf effect. So, and she's not getting hit by my bolt tower. So Matthew pretty much has no chance of advantaging this. So really, the only play is EirForce. And I think at this point I kind of realized that the team really isn't set up optimally because Echidna doesn't have infantry pulse. I think that's what it really needs to be scary. Brunya's special is kind of weird. You could have had a better special on Sothis. Maybe Miracle could have been cool. All these could have made the team a little more threatening, but that's the thing about EirForce. This play works even with a much more threatening team with threatening and optimized specials, because that's just how good and flexible EirForce is. It doesn't really care about all that. So what makes this team easy to play into for EirForce is the fact that we have a melee frontline, melee infantry frontline with Sothis and Echidna. It means that Air can just set up right outside of Sothis's range and just attack her without needing to be repositioned or smited or anything like that. And so that makes the initiation really easy. And then the other thing is ranged backline units in the corners there that we can trap. So in this case, we're going to go for the trap on Brunya. That's just kind of what you're looking for as far as an EirForce initiation. Another thing I was highlighting is that Echidna's running Repel, which I'm not a huge fan of Repel in defense, Repel, Close Call, those kind of skills on defense, because the player in control has much more ability to speed stack their units than you do on your defense team. So you're not really going to get a lot of value out of Repel / Close Call, those kind of skills on defense, in my opinion. Like Echidna here is a good example. Like that's 48 speed if she's initiated on with the stance skill, plus, you know, threat and attack speed theoretically. But Navarre, I can give him a Peony buff, I can, the Peony visible buffs, I can give him the Peony drive effect, and he has Swift Sparrow. Like, he way outspeeds her. Even with all the speed stacking they were trying to do on defense, just because I have more options. I have more support units I can bring in. I can choose my positioning, whereas the defense team cannot in response to what I'm doing. So, not a big fan of those types of skills on defense. They don't get any value here with Navarre. So I am just going to line up Sylvia so that she also gets the Peony buff when she dances Air next turn, and we'll be all set to go.
Yes.
So like I said, Air can just sit there right outside of Sothis's range and then come up and initiate. I think if this team wanted to prevent this play, one thing they could consider is an instant Miracle on Sothis. That would make it a little more difficult to engage. You could also consider like a Stance 4 and Echidna. Now in this case it actually wouldn't have mattered, because Navarre would have practiced Gale Force anyway, but in general a Stance 4 skill is a pretty good way to make life more difficult for a Gale Force team. But EirForce is a difficult strat for infantry maps to counter because of that, because the front line does not have a lot of reach. Air, even if she can't set up on Sothis like she did, she could still be repoed or smited in. Because we have an extra unit to play with.
Ready to move.
So here Sylvia's going to take down Bramimond. We all set to trap Brunya. Now, trapping Brunya is one thing. Killing her proves to be quite a different thing, as we're seeing with Sylvia here. That's not a lot of damage we're dealing with Sylvia. And then Navarre is actually being hit by the Bright Shrine. So I think I asked kind of facetiously at one point, how am I going to kill this? But fortunately she does have Fury 4, so we kind of use that to our advantage and chip her down. But we're going to get the second Ether with Air first here.
Yes.
Brunya is a really good unit. Like I said, on defense, her weapon turns off like broadleaf effects, which is the best kind of vantage. So that's really cool as far as a defense unit goes. And she's also a great offense unit for the same reason. Her weapon is really good on offense as well. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised this person isn't running her on offense with lull attack speed. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe this team is just blocked. But she would be really good on an offense team with lull attack speed. Obviously, I want to switch out Fury 4 for a tank. Something like attack speed solo or a tier 4 stance skill would be best. But Bronya's a really good flexible unit when she's merged up like this. But we'll chip her down with the Fury damage and then take her out with air. And that's GG.
A merciful death.
Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And I will see you all next time.